My name is Meb Carroll. It's a nickname. There's a long story. And I'm one of the trauma therapists here at Phoenix Center. I work with a variety of age groups. I think my youngest client is 15 and my oldest would probably prefer that I not mention their age. There's a variety of issues that show up in my room. So I can't necessarily say that I have a specialty type of trauma or a specialty type of client. I'm sort of saying the spectrum. I would like to tell you that I work really well with sort of late teen to mid 20, early 30. I think I connect with my clients in that age range particularly well. I did teach high school for a long time, so while I don't speak the language and I don't really even try, I feel like I understand how hard that era of life can be and how hard all the transitions that happen between 15 and 35 can be. That said, I also understand what it's like to be sandwiched between being a caregiver and a caretaker when you have children and you have parents who need care. That presents a pretty big stress as well. So maybe two cohorts. I love EMDR, which is deeply ironic because I was skeptical of it when I was first introduced to it in grad school. And then I have seen it work so well with clients that it is one of the methods that I trust and rely on. I'm warming up to parts work. And I find that parts work and EMDR complement each other. And I have to say that psychodrama, especially one-on-one psychodrama for clients who want to reenact a moment or who want to address a part of themselves, a moment in their life, works particularly well. It just kind of depends on the moment and depends on the client. So yes, all of them. My favorite moments are the moments when the client is finding insight on their own. I tease my clients a little bit about this, but sometimes a client will say something and I'll go, oh, and the client will go, oh, you're right. You're right. This is connected to X and Y and Z. Therapy for me is very much about putting tools in the path of my clients. I can't do the work. The client has to do the work. So when the client starts to use those tools on their own and adapts them to fit what they need in the moment, that's a really exciting moment. It's okay to be afraid. Phone calls are intimidating. They always were. Trauma therapy is in many ways the greatest gift you can give yourself. You're giving yourself permission to conquer demons, to grow strong after something that has made you feel weak or frightened. And if you pick up the phone and call and start the conversation, if I'm not the right person, there's somebody who is. And if that person isn't in this building, we have a network. So yeah, go ahead and pick up the phone, and it's okay to be afraid, and we'll talk, we'll figure it out. So therapy is not what it looks like on TV. I really wish it was like TV. Therapy is two people in a room getting to know each other. It's one of those people really sharing fear and sharing some moments that are maybe difficult to talk about, might be the first time you've talked about it. And the therapist, I'm gonna say, yeah, that had to be difficult, that had to be hard. And then we figure out a way to make it possible for you to live in the word we would use is adaptive, but we find a way for you to put down the weight of that moment and live your life in a way that feels stronger. And it can take 3 or 4 sessions for you to get comfortable with your therapist. That's okay. It's something that deserves time, and it deserves the respect that you deserve when you bring yourself into the room. I've seen amazing growth in clients. I've seen clients who weren't sure they were in the right job, weren't sure they were in the right place, clients who weren't sure about anything. Grow from that place of real anxiety and fear into a place of feeling authoritative and confident, to being able to smile about their very challenging jobs and about the challenging things in their life. I've seen clients who are afraid of difficult conversations and conflict grow into people who are really insightful and very much able to understand how to productively manage conflict, to state their opinions, to advocate for themselves in ways that are strong. And it's so inspiring. It's just so amazing to see. Most of the time, a traumatic event makes people feel smaller. It makes them feel less significant. It makes them feel like their opinion or their voice doesn't matter. Sometimes they have been told to shut up, be quiet, don't tell. And that's, to me, a violation. That's something that's not okay. And when a client learns to use their voice, when a client learns to be able to speak their truth about who they were and who they are, it's a reclamation of power. You know, it feels like it's adding to a part of who they are in a really, really important way. I think when you invite someone to be your therapist, it's an amazing act of trust. You're showing me an incredible level of trust. And it's important to me that I honor that in every way that I can. And I'm really very humbled by that trust. And I try to treat that with the respect that it deserves. I was a high school English teacher for 33 years. And I learned in my last few years that the most amazing part of that job, my favorite part of that job, was connection. With colleagues, with students, with families. And I knew that I wanted to continue to be in a place where I could connect, where I could help. And I very much felt the need to be in a different sort of a helping profession that I could extend longer than I could extend a teaching career. So I switched jobs at the age of 56. One of the best things I've ever done. I'm eclectic outside of work. I like to work out in the gym. I love feeling strong in my body. I love to bake and try recipes that are challenging. Even if the recipe doesn't work out, it almost always tastes good, so that's fine. I like to take zoomed in pictures of teeny tiny things using my camera phone. It makes me look like I'm an amazing photographer when I'm just very good at the zoom. I love a really broad range of music, everything from sort of contemporary country to really old school country to the great independent bands of the 80s, to Avett Brothers, and I'll get out there and dance if I can. I have a spiritual side that I nurture in a bunch of different ways, through a bunch of different types of scripture, traditional scripture, and then some non-traditional as well. And I am a proud mom, a really blessed friend, and a pretty happy colleague. So yeah, there's that.